Morning, hope you're all having a good day today. Right, I've been asked if I will show how I started carving and what I used. So this video's for people who want to try wood carving, and you don't need any equipment. It's really good to start with. To get started, all you need to start is, the main thing is your wood, but I started practicing with pallet wood, anything I could get my hands on. Most pallet wood's is pine, summit, so it's got a really wide grain in it, so it's dead unpredictable. It's a good wood to learn off, but you've got to be wearing a glove because you'll slip on it. So if you can't get anything else, if you can't get any lime wood, if you just want to start, you can start on anything, bit of pallet wood, anything. And then you just need a few little basic tools that you need. You need a cheap coping saw will do. You can get these for like £2 from Home Bargains anywhere. One of them, some spare blades for cutting your wood out. And then if you can, they sell them on Amazon at about a tenner. You can get them from car boots anywhere. A little clamp-on vise that you can stick onto any worktop. Dead handy for putting your wood in, clamping it down. First of all though, your knife. Most people wouldn't dream of carving with a Stanley knife, utility knife, Bessie knife, whatever you want to call it. But you can get them for like £1.50 from different shops, Home Bargains and that. But this one's a Bessie knife, costs £16, worth every penny. I've had this very first finger carved with that, and I'll be carving that till I stop carving. Brilliant little knife. But you've got to adapt them when you get them. Where the blade changer there, and get it on the camera. You've got a little nozzle, little tag there for flipping the blade up. You have to file that off because it leaves scratches on your wood when you're carving it the other way. And this one's got a little thumb grip on it, but I took it off and put a bit of mahogany on it at the right angle where I used to cut. You don't have to do that, but it just makes it a little bit comfortable for me. But any cheap utility knife, a Stanley knife, you can do anything with them. And you can do more with that than you can with most carving knives, as in removing wood. I can do the detail that you can do with a carving knife, a fine carving blade with that big wide blade. It's just practice. But I'd recommend getting one of them to start with. Definitely. A bit more control with one of them than a carving knife. You've got a bigger, thicker handle. You can move it about a bit more. But I think you've got less chance of cutting yourself with one of them to start with. But you'd need to be wearing a glove all the time. Another thing, so you buy one of them, you get your blades with it. So the hardest thing with carving is having a sharp blade. You've always got a sharp blade because you can keep changing your blades until you learn to sharpen. So what you need when you've got your blades in your knife and you're using them, you get an old leather belt. Get a piece of wood, make yourself a strop. So I do a massive one. I see other people's strops are tiny. But I just glued an old leather belt, it's got a bit of sawdust on it. Glue an old leather belt to a piece of wood, big long one like that. You can buy some Flex Gold stropping compound. It's worth buying. Any metal polishing compound will work, but just go on Amazon and buy some Flex Cut Gold stropping compound. It's brilliant stuff. So you just load that up with it. So after you've done so much carving, you'll feel your knife go a little bit dull. Look at the angle of the blade. Just try and match the angle on the strop. And just with a big long strop, you don't have to do that many passes on it, rather than having a small one. So that's been a good thing for me, having a big strop like that. And you can do a lot of one pass like that, and like that is like 4 or 5 on a smaller strop. Obviously it's just save time and everything. It's just a lot better. So once you get to start, I'm going to start doing a little carp. So you get a picture of your carp, whatever size you're doing. Start small. I do about 10 or 12 centimeters for my miniatures. So all I do, I get a piece of card. I drew my first design out on the card, and then I cut it out just on a piece of card like that. You don't need plans. If you have plans, stops you doing everything. Plans, you're just stuck to everything on a plan. Whereas if you carve like this, you can just change everything as you're going along. Just have a template and have the picture in your head, or do a sketch if you need to. So then you just get it. If you're using pallet wood, be very careful. It's very unpredictable as a wide grain. But on the other hand, if you start on the worst wood, which is what I started on, you get to a good piece of lime wood or basswood. If you order that off Amazon or anywhere, try and get it yourself, and then use the basswood. But you can practice on this stuff, but be very careful and make sure you wear a glove if you're using pallet wood. So, presume you got your lime wood. Split it with an axe from a round into that, or if you get a block, if you can get them into slats like that, put your template on it, draw around it, cut it out, put it in your vise and cut it out with your bandsaw. Right, I hope that helps. Short little video, but that's what you need to start. So a little cheap knife, a clamp on vise, a saw, and your wood, a pencil and a pair of scissors, and that is it. Oh, and a glove. Make sure you wear a glove, because you do need a glove, especially when you're starting out. Right, happy carving.